Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for clicking. Thank you so much for having a curiosity to come and see what my channel is about. It is about gaming and walkthroughs, but I'm deciding to slowly change into the channel about me as a transgender woman. I am Chronicle Rose. Thank you so much for, popping in. Don't forget to subscribe too. Go on, subscribe, join the trans agenda. I'd love to have you on board, especially cisgendered people. Your support will be lovely. Go on, sell your soul to me. Come on. Okay, now that you've done that, don't forget to click the bell too. It's a good idea because YouTube is trash with the notifications, unfortunately. So, as you know, it is the last day of Trans Awareness Week. It is about the understanding and history of trans people since forever, really. And it's about understanding trans people through education and activity and activities, activist avocation, in wanting people to better understand trans people with the information that we have through science, academia, gender theory, etc. And more people are coming to better understand trans people like myself, trans women, trans men, non-binary, and anyone who is trans, really. So I am wanting to also do a Q&A for people who are curious about my experiences as a trans woman and what I've gone through at the value of my transness and how people see me past my transness, I guess. Without further ado, we should get into those Q&As. And that's what we should do. I don't edit my videos, by the way. I suck at editing. I also want to mention a disclaimer. I don't have a camera. I am using my laptop camera. So I do apologize for the quality and I do apologize for the sound. It's not really that good, but I hope it is clear enough for you to hear. And I hope that you can see what I am doing. Also, I do also apologize for the noise outside. There are planes that fly by and I live near the airport. The worst thing ever. Excuse me, I just burped. Excuse me. I do apologize for the noise. Without further ado, we should get into the questions, should we? Yes. Okay. I won't be able to answer all of them. I do apologize if your question was missed, but there's always another video where I can do a Q&A next time as we progress forward and let my channel grow, which I hope it does grow. That's what I want, to have influence. Okay, so one individual named Chelsea. Hi, Chelsea. What do you feel that you have missed in your childhood? A better understanding of myself, a better understanding of what I was going through and what I was struggling through, but that didn't really grow or manifest into a better understanding because of the environment that I was in. I don't really talk about my traumas that much, and I'll try not to make it trigger warning at all, so I will try not to even talk about it because I don't want to talk about it. I'm not comfortable talking about it yet, especially on a public platform with a small channel. It's just, I'm not ready, because what I went through as a kid is I knew I didn't feel right. I felt weird, but I could never put my finger on it. And with the information at the time was so little, and how the information was given wasn't vastly given to the audience. And that was a problem. And I'm hoping to allow the education system to teach about trans people or people who have similar struggles to be able to identify what they're going through and to have their journey. That's literally all I want. One thing I want, actually. Chelsea also asked another question. Hello again. What is something you wish cisgender people knew? How do I explain this in a way? Pretend this is a car. You, cis people, think gender is car, blue, and boy with a penis, and girl with a vagina. That's all you cis people talk about. It's boring. It really is. It's frustrating. I need to search out a good like argument on why I wish what I wanted them to know, and one of them is language is constantly evolving, and that's okay. For example, race, a social construct. The Romans had barbarians and Romans at the time. That's how you ever identified. Now that race has constantly changed into black, white, Asian, biracial, Southeast Asian, Indian. There's so many different Asians, but yet we have an Asian category for race, yet there's different varieties of it. For example, woman is a social construct, not sex. There are different types of subsets of women: black women, Asian women, white women, biracial women, disabled women, trans women. Yes, trans women. I know it sucks, but language is constantly evolving and it sustains. Why not? I don't understand why people freak out about that. Like, it just, like, get over yourself. Like, cry, and go into your little corner and cry and come back. Okay, that's one thing I knew. I wish cisgender people knew that language is constantly evolving, and that's okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. Okay. Next question is from Tiana. I think that's how you say your name. We went to school together, and I constantly butchered your name. I'm so sorry if I butchered it today, but I think it's Tiana. Oh, Tiana. I think it's Tiana. Yeah. How did you pick your name? Well, it's not something big and grand and like, goddess-like. I'm sorry for smacking my phone on the table. My mum said if she had a daughter, she would name her Sky. And that's why I picked that name. She said I would also choose her best friend's name as my middle name, which is Louise. Like, I say my last name for privacy reasons, but you can call me Sky Louise or just Sky, which is SKY. That's really it. I find that very endearing and very special to me, being called Sky. And with mum thought I was not born a girl, signed a girl with the characteristics of a, cisgendered girl, of course, or baby, I guess. Yeah, she would have called me Sky, and here I am. I'm Sky. That's literally it. That's a little weird. Stacy, who asked several questions, I only picked about 2, I believe, and I think they're very, very interesting questions, and they should be answered as a better understanding. What has been the hardest part of your transition? For me, the process. It takes about 5 years, and it's a long road, like a normal puberty, I guess. Slow changes here and there. Some changes are not happening here and there. But for me, it's been positive. It's been great. It's just, again, the process. For example, I have to be on HRT for 2 years before I can have sex reassignment surgery, which is SRS for short. Basically, they don't hack off the penis, by the way, that doesn't happen. What they do is they turn it to its original form of a vagina, which is vaginoplasty as well. Because we all know that for a fact that our characteristics are associated with female at the time, and then the XY gene goes whoop and becomes a penis. There are other variations of like chromosomes that affect the body. For example, there is I think it's XYY or XXY, where the womb is developed and the ovaries aren't developed, and therefore they can't produce estrogen in their early teens, which they tend to be more taller as they get older. They become more masculine. I believe that's the case. That's one of them. I'm not entirely sure. I need to do more research on that, because I just feel like I'm spreading misinformation, which I'm not about. I don't think that's a good idea. What was I saying? Oh, yes, the hardest part of that transition. Yes, it's just a process, and the time frame and things, how they go, takes a long time. yeah, I wish things would be finished in 6 months, but that's not the case. She goes, what's the most exciting thing about your transition? I've been doing this a lot lately. Ready? So you just get your breath and go, boom, 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 boom. I used to do that with balloons, but now I can do that with my developing breast. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, that's the most exciting thing is the fact that I'm being more confident in my body as well. Like I have so much more confidence in how I want things to be, how I'm developing, how my gender dysphoria is much more less severe, which is really, really good, which doesn't put mental anguish on my mind. Georgina said, what's the most worrying thing about you being a trans woman? That's a lot. There's a lot. But specifically, I have to play it safe as a trans woman because trans people are more likely to face 4 times the sexual violence than that of their cis counterparts, which is problematic. Worrying myself as a trans woman myself is a lot of misinformation about us trans people. We just want to live in peace and do our own thing and not be judged for who we are and how we identify and how we develop our characteristics. The social standards of, you must be this and that's it, and you must be this and that's it, leads to a toxic ideology, and it's just not okay. I'm not okay with that kind of standard. People don't think that I exist, and I do exist. I'm here right now explaining my experiences to you, and that's the most worrying thing about for me. There are other statistics, but we can do that in another video and another time. But for me, that's it for now, for this video. And the last question is from, I forgot to say your name, Georgina. Hi, we went to school together as well. And Mel, hi Mel, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Oh, there goes a plane. Damn, that sucks. That's a problem when you live near an airport. It's like, bitch, really? Silent mode. We should get, get that click, the movie Click. I think that's where you could just like put it on silent. It's like, no planes. And Mel's question was, what is your favorite dinosaur? Hands down, it is a Tyrannosaurus raptor. Get it? Tyrannosaurus raptor? It's a velociraptor. I tried to make a joke, but it didn't land. My humor is very, very dry. I apologize. It's raptors. They are very, very intelligent creatures at the time of their reign as dinosaurs. Their long nails. Oh my god, their nails are fabulous. Like, their feet were like, bitch. Like, look at that nail. Yes, just imagine the salons if raptors were alive. Like, you want to get your nails medicured? Yeah, sure. And then like walk around with medicured nails. Just imagine that. Like, medicured nails on a raptor would be so cool. Like, just nail polish. I guess nail polish could be another way to put that in. But then again, just imagine them running around. It would be really funny, I guess. Well, that's it for now. I know they're not the biggest questions. They're ball in the park questions, obviously, but I'm hoping to gain a cult following for my trans agenda. Ooh. Please, I would love you to join my journey. I'm only 6 months into my transition, and I cannot wait to see what is ahead of us in the future. Take care, everyone. Be safe. Stay healthy. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. We're in the middle of a pandemic, and your health is very important. Stay beautiful.